Hey everyone, Dr. Morales here. So I wanted to touch base with some things that I've been uh, researching, thinking about, meditating about. And one of the things is vibrations, vibrational therapy. And you can kind of think of it as, gut feelings where you walk into a room and you think, okay, well, the vibe is off, something's not right. Or when you meet someone new and something's just not quite right, you just that vibe is off. That's your gut telling you something's not right with that person or the situation, whatever it may be. That kind of thing can happen with the body too. Okay, when you're because everything has a vibration that it emits. Okay, you can stones have this. Inanimate objects vibrate. Okay, you can only imagine how a person vibrates. I'm sure you've seen it online where people put thingies on there on plants, and then it emits a sound. Okay, so that's actually what vibration is. Vibration is just sound, or that's what sound is it's vibration at a certain frequency. Okay, and so when frequency is harmonious, it has a nice wavelength going up and down, or whatever. It can go fast, right, or it can go slow. And these are the same kinds of waves that you can, with like deep sleep, beta waves, alpha waves, theta, delta, all these kinds of different things. It's all similar on the similar idea of vibration. Okay, your brain emits a certain amount of electrical activity, which is vibration, which is then can be captured or measured by the electrodes on your brain, right? And so it measures the activity, the vibrations of your brain. So vibration is really part of every single thing in the universe, and so especially in your body. And when it comes to the body, you can think of your vibrations as the pain, the vibration of pain, the vibration of sadness, the vibration of happiness, things like that. And so I've been experimenting more on myself with meditation, getting into that state of consciousness. And what I've realized is the more, I guess, the less you vibrate. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but if you can get your vibration to be, you can get your mindset to be calmed down, your vibration rises. I think that's why it's such a counterintuitive thing for me to explain, because the concept of quieting your mind, when you quiet your mind, for me anyway, in my mind, things go down. But because of that, your vibration ends up going up. So it's one of those direct effects, where if your mind is up here, buzzing, and won't let you think, or whatever it may be, then your vibration is going to be so low that you're going to have negative thoughts. You're going to have rumination patterns. Your mind is just going to spin. It's going to spiral. Okay. And compound that with pain, compound that with frustration, compound that with external factors of, traffic. The person that you're working with is, being, selfish, or they're being hard, they're being difficult, to work with. Those kinds of things can compound your ability or inability to vibrate at a high frequency. So the reason I'm making this video is to just kind of explain a little bit more, kind of get these ideas out of my head, because I feel like these ideas can help people a lot by giving them an idea of what to expect when they are going through pain, when they're going through difficulties in here, they're going through, anxieties, depression, things like that. Because depression, anxiety, what else? Other, fears, things like that, they manifest as pain when it's been ruminating for so long. And that's when people say, oh, I've had this back problem for umpteen years. And it was because of that one car accident, or it was because I fell into the lake, or it was because, I twisted my ankle that one time and I never got it rehabbed. And now my right shoulder hurts, and so the chronicity of the pain, of the issue, dysfunction will compound, and it will come back to bite you. Because even if you do start putting band-aids on the issue, your body's gonna have to accommodate. It's gonna show up somehow. How does it go? Peter has to pay Paul, and so you take one function away from one area of the body in order to give function to the other. Right. So you're not, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. I think that's what it is. You're robbing your ankle of rehab, and you're giving your right shoulder, or whatever shoulder, the ability to move. But you still haven't paid Paul. You are Peter, whoever it is that you stole from, you still have to pay him back. and that payback is the pain, unfortunately, because you didn't deal with it. So what I've been going for and noticing is having not just like a tuning fork, but a sound bath, with the singing bowls. That seems to help me a lot, actually, to focus on what I need to focus on, which is to quiet the mind, relax, allow myself to feel. A lot of times what happens is people don't want to feel. And I think I've touched on this before, but a lot of times people just don't want to feel. And when they don't want to feel, they numb themselves, they distract themselves. And that's kind of what the body does as well, honestly, if you think about it, because, it's giving you static so that you don't really pay attention to it anymore. This happens. This comes up all the time, where people say, "Okay, man, thank you so much for helping me with XYZ, but now for some reason this is happening." And it's not that it wasn't a problem before; it's that the volume was turned down because that white noise was turned up. So all you were hearing was right there. And now that we were able to quiet down, turn down the volume of that white noise, you're able to kind of actually hear what is happening. And unfortunately, that hearing is not really hearing, it's pain. You feel it. And so that's why when people really start getting onto this healing journey, they get fear avoidant almost, because they don't want to feel the pain. But that's the thing, is that you've got to feel the pain. You've got to feel what is happening, because when you can address what's happening, you can bring some light to it. When you bring light to it, you can't really escape it, unless you consciously escape it, unless you consciously say, you know what, I'm just not going to look at it. And if that's what you want to do, great, more power to you. It doesn't hurt me any. But for those of you, for the people who want to explore this a little bit more, I'd encourage you to subscribe to my channel, because I'll be going over more about this kind of stuff. I'm going to be doing some more research. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of research in sound therapy. One article that actually got me really seriously thinking about this, though, was, and I need to find it again, but this article was about tinnitus. And so for those of you who don't know, tinnitus is the ringing in your ears. The mechanism of how this happens and why, I guess, this happens, it's really not specifically known. But the issue seems to be that, so everyone, I don't know if everyone knows, but there's hairs in the inside of your ear. And, if you think about it, they vibrate in order to give you an auditory response. Okay, that's what you hear. Now, when they ring, or when they vibrate too fast and at a rate that, like, for some reason your body's not able to stop it, that's when you hear the ringing. that's when you hear the or whatever the pitch is. And so I had a patient came in and was like complaining about that. And the best thing that I could have offered at the time was to adjust the ear, which is fine. It's not really going to do too much with it, but that's the only thing I'd be able to do. And so I kind of got frustrated with that and was like, okay, well, what else can there be? What else is there? And I came across an article. It was published in JAMA, I think. I have to look it up again. However, basically what it is they were studying, so the wavelength of this, let's say the pain wave, we'll just say the pain wave, let's say it was going like this, okay, going up and down, up and down, up and down, so fast that, it's, like I said, it's hard for the person and the body to actually stop it. And so the therapy for this was to listen to crickets chirping when their legs rub back and forth and they make that sound, like whatever it is. That sound, the intent was to, so like if you can imagine the pain wave going like this, obviously I'm going slower than the pain wave, but it's going like this. And so what the cricket sound would do is it goes like this, boom, and it stops it, or it gets it to the point where it slows down enough to where the person can have a little bit of relief. And so when I saw that, I thought, holy cannoli, what other things have a vibration that we can just boom, mute it out, just boom. And so that's when I got into vibrational therapy, or at least like looking more into it. And that's, obviously before that I was into meditation and, trying to quiet my mind down and things like that. And so, this is just something else that, there we go. This is just another, thing, another step, I think, in this, the evolution of my studies. So needless to say, all that to say, I guess I should say, is, I'm going to be posting more about vibrational therapy. I have some singing bowls on the way, sound bowls that I'll be trying out. And I'm going to be doing some guided meditations to help, anybody with finding that starting point. Because I remember when I was starting meditation, it was very difficult for me to understand what was the point. What am I supposed to do? What's the outcome? Right? As a doctor, as a student, as a life learner, I'm and as an athlete, I've always been concerned. I won't say obsessed. Concerned with outcomes and outcome measures. What's the difference? What's going to happen? Why should I do this? Because how is this going to help me? And so, I forgot where I was going with that. Dang. Outcome measures. Vibrations. Where was I going with that? Well, either way, I'm going to be doing some more videos on this. Man, I'm really sad that I can't remember what I was just saying. Oh, I was talking about meditations and how when I first started, it was really difficult for me to figure out, oh, that's right, outcomes. Okay, thank you. So, I missed it again. Outcomes. Outcomes for what? Outcomes for meditation. Oh, yes. When I first started, I didn't understand what was I supposed to get out of this meditation. Thank you. What am I supposed to get out of this meditation? How am I supposed to feel after this? So I'm going to be posting more videos about starting your journey and what it's going to look like, what to expect, and how to get through it, how to keep on keeping on. Keep on going? How to keep on going. So anyway, thank you so much if you're here. Please hit that like button and subscribe if this, if this resonated with you in any way, I plan on using vibrational therapy and physical therapy, or personal training, I should say, because I just got certified as a personal trainer, and chiropractic care adjustments to help, you know, whoever's in front of me. So I'll be posting a lot more about that. And so, yeah, if you can go ahead and share this video and subscribe, that'd be perfect. And I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye.